It is that time of the month for me, and it has been a time of the month, if you know what I mean. I'm all over the place. I'm very hormonal. I didn't tan last night. It was too fucking cold, and I was like, I just want to be in bed with my heat bag. So I tanned this morning. I'm developing like a Polaroid fucking picture, bitch. I jumped on Instagram yesterday. What the fuck is this doing? There's hair stuck in my armpit. I jumped on Instagram yesterday and said, like, what do you guys want to see from me? Like, what am I filming tomorrow? I don't know what to film. I don't have any ideas. Tell me. So many of you wanted to see my all-time favorite books ever. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. But instead of titling it my favorite books of all time, these here are my favorites of all time, but they're books that I will not receive any criticism on. Like, you could say anything to me about any book, but these ones, no, bitch. If you disagree with me, we cannot be friends. I say let's take a trip down memory lane because you guys have seen these books on my channel if you're an OG sub. This is going to be a nostalgic video. Very nostalgic. We're taking it back. Now, I do have tons of new favorites, okay, from the past like 2 years, but I feel like I just want to go old school and keep them separate for another video. I'm not gonna lie, the words aren't flowing, because Aunt Flo is flowing. Let's talk about Amo Jones, okay? Amo Jones. Amo, dark romance mummy, right? Killer writer, killer everything, hot as fuck, love the bitch, okay? But the Elite Kings Club, nothing that she has written has compared to the Elite Kings Club for me personally. I love Sicko, I love Midnight Mayhem, but the Elite Kings Club was just such a fucking mind fuck. I was just like, what the fuck is going on the entire time? And after I had read this, I had to make a video all about Amo because I was just like, this bitch is insane. Like, the creativity, her imagination, like, how? Give me it. That's what I want. I want to live in a land that's been created by your fucking head, bitch. Like, that's how much I was digging this series. There's a lot of secret society books out there on the market, especially set in high school and college and stuff. But this is like an OG. I remember when I read it, I compared it to like the Devil's Night series, but I do prefer the Elite Kings Club. So if you like that, then you should love this too. I do want to specifically talk about 2 books in this series though. The first 3 books are about Madison and Bishop. We love Madship. And then we have Malum, part 1 and part 2, which is Tilly and Nate. I love Tilly and Nate, totally underrated, their stories. The last book is Ruined Castles, which ties up the entire series. And before Ruined Castles, we have Santi Diabole part 1 and part 2. I want to talk about these specifically. No, you cannot read these on their own. Like, if you go into these 2 books, you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? You need to read everything. You learn about Brantley in the beginning. Like, everyone's stories intertwine and connect, and they all follow one another. And it's very much a found family situation, plot that's running through all of the books. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? You can't just read one or the other. I would encourage you to read the series just to get to these 2 books. Brantley and Saint. There is heavy paranormal vibes and also witches, which is my heart and fucking soul, bitch. Like, in a past life, you guys know I've said this on my channel, I was a witch. I was definitely hocus pocusing people in my past life. I've just always loved witchcraft, witchy shit, witchy everything, the vibes. So when it comes up in a romance, I'm a goner, bitch. I'm a goner. I orgasmed when these were released. I love the covers. I love them. Brantley and Saint. They're kinky, they're dark, their love is just, ooh, bitch. A little bit on the taboo side too, and I just love it. I just love it. The Elite Kings Club. No one cannot like it. If you don't like it, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we need to have a chat. You need to sit down with me and we need to have a fucking conference call to figure this shit out, okay? We need to figure this shit out. There's literally no order with any of these books. I'm just picking them off the stack, baby. Another one that I just feel like is so beautifully written for a taboo novel that I'm just like, you can't even read this and think it's taboo. Sweet Dandelion by Michaelia Smeltzer. Now, this is the original cover. And it's the best cover ever. This line drawing with the purple and the blue, like you cannot look at this and tell me it's not beautiful, bitch. This is a taboo novel because it's a relationship between a student and a guidance counselor. A lot of this book has to do with gun violence and trauma that gun violence can cause and the aftermath after that trauma and experiencing gun violence. There's one scene in this book that lives rent fucking free, and it's when Danny and Lachlan are dancing in his apartment, okay? I think it's New Year's Eve, and they're dancing to that fucking song. There's a specific song. What's the song called? It's in that movie about the wheelchair dude. And every time that song comes on, I just think of them and I'm just swaying, bitch. I'm just swaying left to right, right to left. I didn't see this as a gross, icky age gap. Like, it was just a vibe. And I just love this book and I love this cover. I don't like the new cover. And I don't know why it was changed, but this one's beautiful and I don't know if it's still available, and you should totally read it if you love taboo, beautiful stories. Because I love taboo, beautiful stories, and that one was a beautiful taboo story. The Voyeur series by Fiona Cole is the GOAT, okay? I love this series, but Another is my favorite book out of this series. It's a companion novel series. Each book is about a different couple type of thing. You can read them as standalones, like you can. Another is my favorite. I believe it's the third book maybe, and it is a surprise pregnancy, and it's the only surprise pregnancy that I have read that I didn't know was a surprise pregnancy going in, and that is my favorite trope, okay? A surprise pregnancy, but you don't know it. This was just an utter shock to my system when I read it, and I was like, oh, yes, yes, I love this, bitch. Eat it up, I love it. I just, it was a really good book. Like, independent woman falls pregnant after one night stand, and then she's just like, okay, I'm gonna solo mum this shit. Like, yeah, bitch, give it a go. Good fucking luck. And then she bumps into one night stand guy at work. Like, she's going into a meeting, and he's in the meeting and sees her pregnant and is like, hang on a minute, is that my baby? Oh. Also, Fiona's books are like this big, which is just, yes. The Initiation by Nikki Sloan. Nikki Sloan in general is such a good author. Like, most of the authors in this video are my favorites. I know that if I'm going to read one of their books, I'm going to love it. Most of their releases are amazing and I love them, and like The Initiation was so unique. I read all of these books within 3 days. I had them on Audible, and when I wasn't listening to them, I was like this in them. It's an arranged marriage that's nothing to do with the mafia. So yes, bitch, it's a business deal, and it's just kind of like a love triangle, I guess. I don't want to say too much, but it's kind of like a love triangle, but not. It's a little taboo, but not. Like, I don't know. Secret society, but not. We're talking rich people that own banks, bitch, in the States, okay? That's the vibes. Rich fucking banking dudes, old money vibes. This is where you want to go. So fucking good. I could finger the pages. The Fallen Men series, okay? Where is the next one? Gianna, darling, where are you, bitch? I love this series. It is always going to be so close to my fucking heart. Like, when I discovered reading, these were what I read. Like, this is what I found, and I was obsessed. I also love Sons of Anarchy, and it gives off Sons of Anarchy vibes. Welcome to the Dark Side is my favorite because Zeus is just divine, taboo as fuck, but done so well. Like, when I said in my reading wrap up, like, the man upstairs, yeah, no. Zeusy boy is so different, and yes, this is a crazy as fuck age gap. I think it's like 17 and 38, but it hits and it works for the story, all right? And I love it. Like, the twists, turns, dark, so well written. Whenever I see anyone hating on this book, I just think, do you want to sort this out outside? Okay. Do you want to play fisticuffs, bitch? Like, I'm ready to throw down if you don't enjoy this book. I've got a good right hook, bitch, and I will throw it around if need be, okay? If I am pushed into a corner, I'm gonna get the claws out. So if you push me in a corner and say you don't like this, I'll beat you with the book, you know what I mean? If you come at me with these ones, dunzo, bitch. We are over. Me and you, not a thing anymore, okay? Twisted Bonds. Kimura Chronicles, Twisted Pride, Kimura Chronicles, Twisted Emotions. Don't fight me over it. Don't fucking fight me over it. Nino, Kiara, Serafina, Remo, they own this series. Like, without them, who fucking cares about the series? I could read them a million times over and still love them. Still love them just as much as I did the first time, which I can't do that with many books, okay? But this just forever will be my heart and soul. And I don't care if I mention these 700 times every year. I'm going to until the day I stop booktubing, which possibly will be the day that I die. Bound by Honor and Bound by Love. Born in Blood. Luca and Arya. You want to throw them in the bin. You want to throw a fist. But you don't. You just keep reading, and they started everything with me, so I just can't. So many people can't get through this series, and I just say to them, I don't want to hear it. There must be something wrong with you. Sweet Temptation is another one. This is what introduced me to Cora Riley. This was the first book I read from Cora Riley, and then I discovered the Mafia series. After this, bitch, I was a goner. I read this, and I had read some Mafia, but I wasn't like obsessed with it yet. And then I found this because it was an arranged marriage age gap, and I was like, give it to me, and that's what set it off. It was like a bomb went off inside of me. I was just like, poof, and I needed to read everything to do with this author and the Mafia. Where are those vibes? Someone tell me where they are. I cannot be the only one missing them. I had to stop filming because I had pins and needles in my leg, right? So I stopped filming and I got up and I was listening to music, and an hour later, after I had my dance party, we're back again. So let's get back into the video. Something in the Way by Jessica Hawkins. This is a book series, because it is a 4-book series, that just ruined me. And I have not been able to come across anything since reading this that even is slightly similar. Like, I guess you could compare this to Off Balance by Lucia Franco. It's just not a sports romance, and it's not as taboo, but it's totally those vibes, like the angst, man, messy, toxic love. And I just love it so much, because also I hated it at the same time. Like, you know when you find those books that you read and you're like, what the fuck are these characters doing? But you can't stop reading? Something in the Way. I love this so much. Forget Me Not by QB Tyler. First off, QB Tyler, you cannot critique her, okay? No criticism is allowed around QB Tyler, okay? You just can't, all right? I will fight you. Like, I will fight so many people over these books, but I will fight you specifically if you want to go me, all right? Over this book particular, Forget Me Not. I love an amnesia romance, and this one was just so good. I know QB writes more like just spicy, taboo love stories, but she killed it with this, and I hope to see her release books not similar to this story, but in this kind of realm a little bit more, and not so taboo. Like, not that I dislike her taboo books, I love them, but like, she just killed it with this one. This hero woke up in hospital with no memory of fucking over his wife. We love that he woke up feeling like that, because if he didn't, we wouldn't be here. This trilogy from Kennedy Ryan is phenomenal, and I don't really need to say much else. Like, interracial relationships, so much is happening, so much passion, so much angst, so much knowledge is learnt when you read these books. Kennedy is a beautiful writer. Like, her story is so good, and I've ranted and raved about all these books, but this one is just so unique. Everyone I know that has read this has loved it. Like, I don't know anyone that has disliked this, and if you have disliked it, Same with the Stay With Me trilogy from Nicole Fiorina. Still my favorite covers of all time, but like this as well. It's not in the terms and conditions for you to dislike it. Like, it's just not. And people do critique the fuck out of these, and I want to fight them. I keep saying I want to fight people. What is wrong with me? Ollie is just the most beautiful hero I've like ever read. Like, I still swoon about him now when I think of him. When I think about Ollie, I'm just like, Imagine him as main meal. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Hollow Heathens as well is another one that I can't stand that people may dislike it, because it's something so unique. Like, I haven't read anything close to this. Like, the vibes of this book, as soon as you open up this story, you're in Weeping Hollow. And That is such a specific and magical experience to have with any book, okay? Like, yes, we open up these books and we get transported into their world, but this one, it's like when you read it, you feel like you're there. It's gonna have my heart for the rest of my fucking life. I have not read Bone Island yet. I really need to get around to reading it. I was hoping that it would be on Audible by now because it is a 600-page fucking book, and the ADHD, the concentration, you guys, since having a baby, it's worse than ever. Like, I cannot focus on anything. That's why I've been doing puzzles. I've been sitting down and doing puzzles, you know, and the books that I have read recently, I've been listening to them as well as reading, but I can't sit down and just read for a solid 8 hours straight anymore. Not only is it hard to do that with a child, but like my concentration is just not there. Like, it's just, see ya. I don't know if I need to be medicated or what, bitch, but like something needs to happen because it's doing my fucking head in. And it's not just with reading. Like, I went to the movies the other day. Let's talk about it. I went to the movies the other day and I saw Oppenheimer, or whatever the fuck it's called. All right. I usually froth anything to do with World War II, okay? And like, this intrigued the fuck out of me. I chose to go to the movies and see that instead of Barbie. First off, biggest mistake. It was a great movie, but bitch, I was like, like there was monkeys fucking dancing in my head. Like, there was a circus going on in there, and I kept zoning out watching this fucking movie, and then I'd come to and be like, what's going on? First off, it was 3 hours long, and bitch, like, what the fuck is that? I just didn't have the capacity to fucking focus for that long. And it's affecting everything in my life, and it needs to change. Anything from Lucia Franco, you cannot tell me anything. Alright, like, you just can't. I love this bitch to death. Like, she's my friend. Like, I talk to her. I love her. Like, I really hope to see her one day. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but one day I really just want to sit with her and just fucking hold her hand, bitch. When I found out I was pregnant, right, she was in the first 5 people to know. I messaged her instantly. I message her randomly all the time. We talk, we voice message, and I just love her. I love her books, man, and I'm not just trying to fucking kiss her ass because I love her books and I want arcs or anything like that. No, like, I love her, and I don't know, there's a connection there, and I just really love it. Anyway, her books are my life. I reread Hush Hush this week, and there's nothing like it, okay? And people do critique her books more than anyone else's. They really, really do. Not even for her writing style, because of the content that she writes. But no one does angst and like taboo and just good romance like she does. Like, no one does it like her. Truly, no one does it. Her stories are so unique. She conjures these stories up from her own mind, and like, there's no same with any of her books. Like, I can't, you know, there's books that may remind me of her books, but nothing compares to her. And I hate that she gets so much criticism, because like, I find that there's a lot more authors out there that write really taboo like shit that's much worse than this stuff. But Balance and Hush Hush, both of them, I'll love them until the day I die, and I will reread them forever. A Love Letter to Whiskey is an angsty story that fucking broke my heart, and put it back together and like shat it back out straight after. It was a story that I read within literally 12 hours. Like, I stayed up till 5 AM to read it, and I've never done that with any book. Like, I saw the sun come up. I need to read more from Candy Steiner. Like, I know there's so many books that are super popular by her, but so many of them are sports romances, and I'm just not going to do that to myself. But I need more like this. So if you've read heaps of Candy Steiner and you love A Love Letter to Whiskey and you know what I should read from her next, let me know in the comments below, please. Not the sports romance books. Anything from Carrie and Cole, bitch. We've got Don't Kiss the Bride, Talon, and No Tomorrow, which are my top 3 favorites, but you cannot fucking dislike her. You cannot critique my bitch, Carrie and Cole. I fucking love her books. I have not read one book from her I've disliked. Her books always get me out of a slump, man, and I feel like, right, this is just my assumption, I feel like I'm in a slump because she hasn't released anything in a while. Like, I know she's got something in the works and it's coming, but like, Carrie, we need to work on your writing pace, bitch, because I need you. Like, I need your books in my life fucking constantly. Where are they? Like, they need to be, like, spit them at me, bitch. Fucking vomit on me. When you vomit on me, I want it to be your writing. Just words from your mouth, from your mind. Give them to me. I love her. And she's quite underhyped, I feel. Like, I don't know. You know, with romance being so fucking popular right now, everyone needs to fucking suck Carrie's dick. Like, why are you not sucking it? Fucking, you know, gag on that shit, bitch. It's so good. Like, oh. And the lucky last book is from Jade West, and it's Hello Stranger. This is such a special book to me, and I actually love it. See, Jade West is such a taboo author, right? But she writes like dirty taboo shit. This is not dirty or taboo. I don't find at all. Yeah, it's not. And it's just a beautiful story that will make you cry. It made me cry. And I don't cry with books, so that says something. And I just love this book so much, and I recommend it to everyone. And if you don't like it, then fuck you then. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you actually fucking mean, bitch? What do you actually mean? I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. It's gonna be a long one, and I'm sorry if these aren't new books, but I just really wanted to talk about my favorites, and I got my period, and I just thought this would be a fun video for me to film while I am bleeding, and for you to enjoy. Hopefully you're not bleeding, because I don't wish that on anyone. The fact that we get our periods is actually cooked. I hate it. I love being a woman, but fuck that shit, man. If you did enjoy this video, thumbs it up. Also subscribe before leaving if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week, okay? Bye.